Good morning, Layla. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing? Of
I'm very, very well, thank you. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to me.
course.
Okay, so you please just tell us a little bit about Layla Ali lifestyle.
So, Laila Ali Lifestyle is something I started probably about 10 years ago, and it came out of my passion for encouraging people to be the best version of themselves through their health, their mindset, and their purpose. So, I have a website. I have, that has content and information there, a little bit of backstory and history on me and where this idea and passion came from. And also, there's access to my products, my healthy lifestyle products, which is, another aspect of my business. So, again, I'm passionate about encouraging people to be the greatest version of themselves. And I learned that through boxing, through following my father's footsteps without feeling like, I had to have this burden of being great in the way that he is, but finding my own greatness in life.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that in your athletic career, because people assume you've had it really easy.
Oh, yeah. Well, when I first saw women's boxing on television, I was about 17 years old. And that's when I got the idea to box myself. Most people assume that it was me just following my father's footsteps. And it's funny, when I was young, I didn't feel like it had anything to do with him, of course, not knowing any better. It was in my blood, right? Obviously. But I'm the only one out of his 9 children that became a boxer. So it's more than just being in your blood. I had this desire in me that was awoken when I saw women's boxing on television. And, I went after it. And, there was a lot of naysayers, including my father. My father didn't want me to do it. He says, "It's not for you. It's too hard. It's not for women." And that's because he was scared. He didn't know. It was a man's sport. He didn't want his daughter in this grimy gym. So I said, "You know what? I'm going to show you, Dad. I respect how you feel, but this is my life, and I'm going to make it happen." So, of course, later when I became world champion, he apologized, recognized he was wrong, not only me, but women, and it was powerful to me to change the greatest of all times, the view of women and the limits that sometimes we put on them or us in our minds. So I became an undefeated, we say that again, boxing champion,
Say it again.
24 wins, zero losses, and 21 of them by knockout, four championship belts. So that is, my soiree into sports and into boxing. And then, of course, now I'm an advocate for living a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, that must have been, really a lot for you, and especially with naysayers, particularly your father. When you were in the gym going, because your success is you're undefeated, so your success is unparalleled at this point. What motivated you every day to stay at it? Because it can't have been an easy course.
Yeah, I mean, I think mindset is so important, and that's why I'm always showing people that, because life is not easy. There's always going to be challenges, and it's really important to find what your passion is, find what your purpose is, because once you know that, even when things get tough, you're going to dust yourself off and keep going. When you're not really into something, when you don't really want it, then you will give up. Yeah, it's too hard. A lot of people say, "I want this, I want that," but how hard are you willing to work? Is your grind as strong as your dream and your desire? Because it's going to take a grind. It's not easy for anybody, but the difference between the champions or the people who succeed is that they don't quit, that they don't let roadblocks get in their way. They don't go into the shell and say, "Oh, I couldn't do it." We find another way to win. And it's not about being undefeated. Yes, I can say I was undefeated in the ring, but I've had many challenges outside of the ring and things that didn't go my way, and then I find another way. So mindset is very strong. I've always, thank God, been that type of person that was just born a fighter, born, strong-minded. And that's something I've tried to reverse engineer and dissect to help figure out, how can I teach this to other people? Because once you do get past that self-doubt, that coach in your head that's telling you no, why you can't do something, why you shouldn't do something, why you don't have everything it takes. Once you can get past that and overcome that, then you can make anything happen in life. And sometimes it sounds like people are speaking a foreign language when they start talking about mind over matter and how, your life is what you believe it is. If you can have same people in the same situation, right? And they can have a whole different outlook on life, and they're going to have two different like outcomes in their life because of their mindset towards the situation that they're facing.
Yeah, I mean, I was raised, my grandmother, well, through my mother, always said, you can do anything you set your mind to. So, I mean, that coaching, and for me, when doubt creeps in, there are moments when you just want to kind of give into it, but there's something when you've got that, it's like, you can't even listen to the noise in your head. It's just like, no, got to keep on trucking.
Yeah.
So
I just want to make it clear that, we all have those times when, you're in a darker place than usual, where you're like, oh man, this is tough. But it's being able to pull yourself out of that, and recognizing it's okay to be down sometimes. It's okay to, contemplate things and think about things, but you don't want to get stuck there. And unfortunately, some people get stuck there and never get out of it.
Yeah, brilliant. Now, Laila Ali Lifestyle, your brand, it's not your first foray into entrepreneurialism. So share with us a little bit about your beginnings.
Oh, well, when I was a very young girl, I've always been ambitious. I made up a new word. I've always been ambitious, and I've always kind of decided what I wanted, and I create a plan. As young as 15, I told my mom, I said, I want to move out the house when I'm 18. And I want to go to school full time, and I want to work. It's like, how are you going to do all that? Yeah, right. As a kid. And I said, I figured out that I could go to school to learn how to do manicuring. A lot of, you have a cosmetology license for hair and everything, which takes many more hours. So I decided to go manicuring because I could do it quicker, and I had an interest in doing nails. So I took the bus after school, way across town, public transportation, to get my license, and went to school after school to learn to do nails. And by the time I was 18, I had Laila's Nail Studio, which was located in Marina Del Rey, California. And I ended up with a full clientele. I was living on my own, and I loved it. I loved every aspect of it. I loved ordering products. I loved scheduling clients. I loved depositing money into my bank, setting up a business bank account, getting business licenses, having freedom, to make my own schedule, being creative, building relationships with women at such a young age. And, you're like a therapist, right? So I've had all these different opportunities to just be hands-on with people and to grow my business. And I loved it, and I still love it now. So that's why I came back to entrepreneurship after I stopped boxing.
Amazing. Now, obviously, all of your products are very clean. You've paid attention to the ingredients that go into your brand, particularly sort of with your spice line. What was your inspiration to be mindful about that?
So I'm really passionate about cooking healthy as possible. And I started my book, many years ago. I started cooking when I was 9 or 10 years old. I was cooking before I was boxing. And I decided at a certain point that I wanted to do my cookbook, Food for Life, which released in 2018. And then the Spice Blends came after that. And I had some recipes in the book for my spices, and I thought this would be a great product because spices we're sprinkling on our food every day, right? And a lot of the spices people don't realize that are on the store shelves have additives, or they're made with white, table salt, which isn't good for you. And then they have fillers in them and chemicals in them that are MSG disguised as other things, just things that aren't good for us. And when you think about sprinkling it on your food every day, that can be very harmful. Not only that, a lot of the herbs that we consume are good for us. They have benefits. So you want to be sprinkling the nutrition on your food. So I thought about making something that not only tastes amazing, but is good for you. And that's how Laila Ali Spice Blends came about. And then, without all that extra information, they're just good. It's like, it's all about flavor, right? When people cook, something can look great and you taste it, it doesn't really have flavor. So my Spice Blends really make it easy for people to mix and match with my original 3. And make the flavor come out perfect in any meal that they cook.
That's amazing.
And then of course, as you know, I have my nutrition line, Uplenish, and I have Laila Ali skincare, and I'm always focused on quality. So I like to partner with manufacturers that have the same values, that also create, amazing products. And it just makes it easier for me because I'm hooking up with these experts that already know what's good, what isn't, and then I can kind of give my input and bring my products to market. So it's been a really fun process.
Now, you mentioned your skincare line, which of course really excites me. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so Laila Ali Skincare is all about anti-aging, luxurious, plant-based ingredients. I have a couple of products that aren't plant-based, but again, just sulfate-free, paraben-free, phthalate-free, not tested on animals. made in the USA. So we actually know what's in the products. And I wanted to have something that is effective, but as clean as possible. So for me, it's all about a balance. You know, you have some synthetic ingredients that aren't bad, and you have some, you know, natural ingredients that aren't necessarily good for our skin. So it's about finding that balance, and having people have, you know, the results that they want to see. So as I got older in my 30s, I think 30, 35, we start thinking about our skin, right? And you know, just trying to encourage people to have a skincare routine. Don't wait until you got the fine lines and the wrinkles and then you're trying to go backwards. Although you can do that, because a lot of people do. But if you get on top of it early, then, you know, the results of aging won't show. But you got to have something. I mean, nowadays with the environment and the sun on our skin, and also just educating people on how beauty comes from within. So it's really important to be eating correctly, to be getting rest, and to use good products.
And again, you know, with that, the attention to detail with your ingredients in your products, you put a lot into that, which is incredible. Why with skincare was it important for you to be so clean?
So our skin is our largest organ. A lot of people don't think of it that way, right? We don't think about how our body is a living organism, right? And how everything that, from what we eat to what we put on our skin to the air we breathe, everything goes into our body and it has an effect. And it's either going to be a good one or a bad one, right? So with our skin being our largest organ, it's absorbing everything that you put on it. And it goes right into your bloodstream. So you want to make sure that you're not buying something just because it smells good, you know, or just because you like the packaging design. You know, you really need to do your research about about the products. And the great thing is that when you do find a brand that you like, or you have trusted brands, then you can trust that they've kind of done all of that for you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take a glimpse of the packaging, but we're not all educated on a lot of these ingredients. And that's why I said, even for me, I like to partner with people who are experts, you know, in these different various spaces. So luckily we have more clean brands available now, but they're much harder to find. They're not readily available and promoted like some of these bigger brands that have these big marketing budgets behind them, you know, and they're in your face. So, but the great thing is that with more people demanding better products, you're starting to see more pop up on the market, mine being one of them.
How long did it take you from thought to having your product in your hand? Because again, creating a clean skincare line it's not easy to do that.
You know, it's funny, back in probably 2007, I had, or maybe 2006, I had a product that I partnered with someone with, where it was more of a licensing deal, and that was my thing. I wanted clean products. So this has been a while, and even before that, it had been probably 2005, I first had the idea, and I started researching on my own companies, and then I kind of got talked into by my manager at the time, because it benefited him more, going with this other company and doing a licensing deal, and that didn't end up, you know, lasting. But I more recently came back to it and said, you know what, I'm going to go with my original idea that I had in 2004 to do this on my own. And it probably took me, I would say, 2 years from the time that I connected with a company that I felt like this is a perfect company to do my product with. And then, you know, when it came to the packaging and and I like to test products for a while to make sure, you know, that I like the formulation, that it actually works, so that I can feel confident, because I'm not, you know, I'm a person and my name is on my products, Laila Ali. So you have social media now. So if you're putting something out there and people don't like it, they're going to go in, you know, and I'm the face of the product. So they're going to say Laila, Laila, Laila. They're not going to say, you know, some just the name of a brand. I'm a real person. So that was the thing with the past deal that I did too, and it didn't go right. And I didn't really have any control over the situation. It was just my name on the product. But if someone says, oh, I don't like this product, or whatever the case may be, they're going to point me out, even though I didn't even have as much to do with it as I would have liked. So I don't want that anymore. And that's why I decided to do these products on my own and really have my hands in it.
I love it. Now, what are the hero products in your line?
But I try to encourage people, and I'm making some changes on my website, to start with the basic package, because it's your wash. This is the anti-aging wash, and then you have your moisturizer, and then I also have a micro scrub, which is great. And, those are the 3 items you need. But then I've got serums. But I didn't want to overwhelm people with too many choices. And I still think sometimes people get confused with even with what I have. And I have a vitamin C serum, which is more focused on, the fine lines and the skin tightening. And I have a brightening serum, which is focused on, evening out the skin tone and complexion. Because a lot of times, especially African-American women, will get dark marks on our face. So if you have a blemish and you squeeze it or something, it ends up being a dark mark. I have a couple now. But so that's great for that. I've got eye cream. I have an ultra rich moisturizer that you can use in the evening. I've got a blemish stick for when you do get breakouts. I've got a wonderful eyelash serum. And then, of course, I have my sun defense cream, which is absolutely amazing. And so, I'm going to add to the line, but those are great things to start with. And then I also have a men's line coming because I realize that this packaging is a little feminine. It's got a butterfly on it. And I'm going to do something a little different for the men because my husband's been using it, but, he's my husband and he's married to me. So I think he's comfortable with the butterfly on his product. But I said, I'm going to come out with something for you as well, guys. So don't worry about that.
What's your favorite product?
My favorite? I have a citrus aloe face gel, which has citrus enzymes in it. And originally when I did the product, it had CBD in it, but then I realized, there was a little red tape around that. And with my website set up, I said, you know what, I don't want to deal with that. So I took it out because it wasn't making that much of a difference anyway. And I love this enzyme exfoliator because it's a gel. It's like a blue, cool gel, and you put it on and you start rubbing it in. All of a sudden your skin starts sloughing off and you start feeling it. And I'm telling you, after one use, you'll see a difference. Even if you use it on your hands, all the little dead skin and fine lines just come off. And it's crazy because you don't feel it. I'm saying it's not like abrasive, like my micro exfoliator, which is not harmful or strong, but this one is just a little more sensitive. And you use it less often. You would use it maybe once a week, but I love that product because I think it's very unique and very surprising. So you definitely see a change after one use.
I think I need some.
Oh, I have to send you some.
See this editor. Okay, now, so what's next? You talk about this line for men. So you're going to obviously expand into that. Is there anything else we should know about?
So I have 3 new spice blends coming, which I'm super excited about because I actually go into my kitchen with all of the ingredients and put these spice blends together myself. And there's a lot of testing that goes on. And then I take the recipe, I send it to my supplier and they, make it into a big bulk recipe. So it takes me a while to come up with new recipes because I'm testing them and checking by my friends. So I have a taco seasoning coming, which is so good. It has a twist of lime in it, which makes it really different, I know, than some of the other products. I have so it's called Perfect Taco. Then I have Garlic Goddess, which is a salt-free blend that's just a garlic blend, which is amazing. And then I have one that I'm really excited about, which is the Greatest of All Time blend, which I dedicated to my father. And I talk about where the inspiration for the flavors come from on the container, but I really love it on beef and burgers and anything really, but I love it on burgers. And so those 3, the spice blends are my baby, because I'm literally in the kitchen making these ingredients myself in terms of, not the ingredients, making the recipes myself. So I feel closest to the spice blends. But I also have new products coming for Uplenish, which is my nutrition line, Pharmaceutical Grade, high quality line of supplements. And I'm adding more there because now with everything that's going on, more people are more focused on their health and they want their vitamin D and their vitamin C, and a lot of these things to help strengthen the immune system. So I'm expanding that line and, we'll see. I mean, I'm always looking at what lifestyle products that I can add that makes sense for my brand. So it's a lot of fun. It's definitely something that's like a passion project, but more than that, you say passion project, it seems like something you do on the side, but this is something that I do full time, but I'm really passionate about it.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing what you're building. Just a quick step back. I love that you mentioned pharmaceutical grade. Can you share with us what that means in relation to your products?
In a nutshell, pharmaceutical grade means that it's been tested by a third party. It has certain certifications. Most of the time, products on the market have not been tested. They might be FDA approved, but that's not the same thing. So that's just, you send your ingredients, nobody really tested it, you get FDA approved, as long as you don't have any chemicals that are on their list, is not that valuable to begin with, because here in this country, we use a lot of ingredients that are approved that other countries are banned, right? So it's a second layer. I've said before, like I have a green powder. I could be using grass out of my backyard and grinding it up and putting it in green powder and nobody's checking. Whereas with pharmaceutical grade, it has been checked and certified for, any toxins, heavy metals, all these different things that they check for, mold spores, So it's the highest, purest quality product that you can buy. And the manufacturer that I chose to create my products, they create products for doctors, and people like that. So that, they're just really high quality stuff. So I'm excited about it. And it's products that I use. I don't like to offer anything that I wouldn't use myself.
So I love it. Your consumers can actually rest assured that everything, whether it's a spice blend or a green powder or something you're putting on their skin, is clean, clean, clean.
Absolutely.
I love it. Okay, finally, how do you want to help community and influence the world with your brand?
Well, I'm involved in multiple causes, some to mention with Athletes for Impact, Peace for Kids. Those are a couple of grassroots organizations, Billie Jean King's Women's Sports Foundation, the American Heart Association, Feeding America, American Diabetes Association. But my own brand is something that I have control of, and Laila Ali Lifestyle is all about encouraging people to be the best version of themselves through their health, their mindset, and their purpose. And anyone can go to my website and they can, sign up for my free Replenish series that goes through these steps just to get you started. And then, even if you never buy anything, there's a wealth of information there through my blog, the information that I put out on the blog, just easy tips and tools, not long reads, just quick, because, our attention spans are so low, we're hit with so much information. And what I try to do is I try to meet people where they're at when it comes to health. I don't care if you're going through the McDonald's drive-through every day. You can take a step, without me saying, you got to stop going to McDonald's, even though ultimately that's what I want you to do. But I can say, well, are you drinking water? Can you drink a glass of water? Can you have a salad every day and then have your McDonald's? Can you do that? You want to start people in the right direction without them feeling overwhelmed, and opposed of thinking about all the things that we have to take away, right? That we have to stop doing and stop buying. It's like, what can we add to what we're already doing, opposed to focusing on what needs to be taken away? And that's what I try to do. How can you pour into yourself through your health, your mindset, and your purpose? And that's what Laila Ali Lifestyle is all about. It's forever growing and changing. I have a career outside of that, outside of Laila Ali Lifestyle. So, I'm looking forward to getting to the point where, I can hire more people onto my team and can make it even bigger and better. But, I'm doing the best that I can with the time and the resources that I have right now. And it feels good when people reach out to you and let you know that you have inspired them and you have, helped them make a change in their life.
Yeah, you are incredibly inspiring. Absolutely. So Laila Ali Lifestyle, this is your legacy, yes?
It's definitely going to be part of it. I'm still writing my legacy. I always feel like there's a whole lot more to do. We don't always see the path ahead of us, but I am definitely going to keep moving in the right direction and be someone that can be a positive role model, a positive example for my children, and hopefully create something that I can leave for them. Because as a TV host, or a celebrity, once I'm gone, that's it. You know what I mean? But I want to leave something for my children and for my family and for generations to come. They can build off of what I'm creating now.
Thank you so, so much. Really. Thank you so, so much for today. Brilliant conversation.
Well, thanks for giving me the opportunity to share on your platform, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Laila.